Hey guys, Barry here, and welcome to your gaming station, NintendoImpactGaming, and welcome to episode 30 of the NintendoImpactGaming podcast show. And today we have Arturo Chavez, the creator of Three Souls. He is with Red Column. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, sir. Really good. Really nice to be here.
Thank you. So, for people who don't know who you are, tell everyone who you are and talk about Red Column as well.
Well, my name is Arturo, as you say, and I'm the founder of Red Column that started with the idea of creating Three Souls, which is my first game and the first game, of course, of Red Column. And in the beginning of the process, it was just me, but during the 2 years of the process of development, more people that like the idea and like the project had joined, and now we are between 5 to 10 people that is collaborating in the game. That's what Red Column is now.
That sounds pretty good. So, what was it like creating your first game, Three Souls, which is an exclusive to the Nintendo Wii U?
Well, it was a really exhausting process. I had to do like a lot of work and a lot more. I knew that was going to be complicated, but it's like beyond where I ever thought I was going to be. But I'm like really satisfied with it. I don't regret any decision that I took, but I completely lost all my free time since I started. I don't have any more. It's like I have to do like control all the different things about the game and this and department that I have like no clue about, and I had to learn so much every day, which is really interesting, but it's also really exhausting.
Yeah, like it's a complete learning process for everyone who wants to kind of do this thing. So tell me, where did the idea come from for Three Souls, the game?
Well, when I start thinking about Three Souls, that was 2 years ago. I wanted to create a game on Wii U, and I wanted to create a game that used a gamepad. And I was thinking about what could I do with the gamepad. I started thinking that it would be really interesting if I bring something that is in real life, try to bring it on the Wii U, on the gamepad. And I thought about the relationship between people and how you take some time to know someone and how you analyze that person, and after a while you know this person, and because of the different gesture of the face. And then I brought the idea to the main concept of the gamepad, that is that you have similar people like in the real world that we have with souls, but you can see the soul all the time in different colors, but you cannot see the face. So that means that you have to keep like looking down to the gamepad and reading the soul, and with the time you know that person better and better, and you don't have to look so often down to the gamepad. So it's to create a little bit the same idea than the real life, and that's how I start thinking in this concept.
Yeah, like I think your game is really, really unique for a system like the Wii U, because like it uses pretty much every feature that's on the gamepad.
Yeah.
Now, what makes your game different from a lot of Nintendo and indie games on the Wii U?
Well, I think it's really obvious that the Wii U doesn't have many games that it really use the gamepad and all the features. Some games use some of the features, and game use just the off TV or the gamepad. And I think that's the big difference. I use all of them, or I think almost in the first episode almost all of them, and the other with the 3 episode altogether, I hope I can reach, if I don't have any problem, I can use every single feature of it. So I think that's the biggest difference with any other game, the gameplay of it.
So what games did you play growing up yourself when you were younger?
Well, that's a interesting question, because I actually haven't played games when I was a kid until I was 17, I think. But because, I'm a big family, and my sister got in Christmas when I was 4 or 5, 3, I don't remember. She got in Christmas a Nintendo Entertainment System, and like all my family got really excited. But because I was really small, probably, I don't know, I don't really remember. But they didn't really let me play the first week, so I wait for everyone was like gone from the living room, and and I saw this cable that wasn't connected. It was the red and yellow cable for the video and audio that had this system. Well, I took the cable and I thought, well, maybe if I like plug this, that it's gonna look so much better, and I can like play like the get this console. Finally, I know what a video game means. And I took the cables and I connected straight away to the electricity instead to the TV.
Yeah.
So that yeah, I burned the system and started like smoke everything, and the system stopped working. And since that day, my family doesn't let me play games anymore. So I like they have like a Game Boy, a Game Gear, but they never let me play it. They're like, no, no, you're gonna break it. And so I don't know, I never play. And then, but then when I was 17, there was a contest of chips, of a chip bags or something, that you had to send different bags to I don't even remember. And I thought that would be really cool if I participate and I can sell. The contest was about to try to win a Nintendo 64,
Oh, nice.
and I thought that if I win, I can sell it. And I won the contest, and I thought, well, I'm gonna play one day before I sell it to see how these like games are, blah blah blah. And then it didn't came, but I ran the Super Mario 64, and then everything changed. And I was like, oh my God, what have you been missing all this year?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So since that then I stayed with the console, and since that day I started playing games from Nintendo 64, like, and all the new console, and also backward, and I started learning all the games I've been missing because I burned the console of my sister.
Yeah. What would you call the greatest game of all time and why, in your opinion?
Well, that's complicated question because I mean my first game, as I say, like proper game was Mario 64, and for me that was like too much. It was like that was breaking like everything that I ever see before, and for me it's still I never had this experience with any other game, but I start with Super Mario 64, so I probably maybe maybe that wouldn't be really fair. But I think it also depends of the gender. If you consider an adventure game, I think Ocarina of Time, of course, break so many rules and start implementing new rules that now everyone is copying. So I think maybe those two is the one that impressed me the more so far.
Yeah. Like, for people who know me on the channel, my favorite game of all time would be Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2.
Yeah, but I think Mario Galaxy was. I mean, Mario Galaxy was really great, but I think it did not break so many walls that Mario 64 did, in my opinion.
Yeah, like Super Mario 64, it had a massive effect on the gaming industry because it was like the first 3D world where you could explore, I guess.
Yeah, and everything that you know from platform is always inspired in that game, not in Mario Galaxy. Although Mario Galaxy, of course, is made many like interesting things.
Yeah,
But I still believe that 64 is probably the best platform reference right now in 3D.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so what was it like working with Nintendo?
Well, it was much easier than I thought. I thought it was gonna be a little bit hard, like maybe they're gonna be really distant every time that I contact them, but they were like really friendly and really open to sort out any problems that I had during the process, and helping me with everything in the like the part and every single thing about the game when I ask. And they are always honest with me when there's something that they cannot do because I don't know, Nintendo have many rules. Like they tell you, they don't hide you anything. So I think it's been really great. I don't know how it's working with other companies, so I can't really make a comparison. But my first with this game, that's my first one. I think I have a really good impression. So hopefully, I will continue the working with them in the future.
Yeah. So, who or what inspired you to make video games?
Well, to make video, the way that I like to make video games probably from Shigeru Miyamoto, because I think he the way that he see games as something to make the people enjoy and to create different ways to play. I think that is something that I believe as well. That's probably why I feel more close to Nintendo games than any other console. Although of course, I like other consoles and other games, but I think I feel closer every time that I develop something. And if I think about Three Souls, I will say, for example, the game from Mike Bithell, Thomas Was Alone. I think it was a really big inspiration because I think this game is really incredible. Like with so little, he can say so much. With the narration, the music, the entire platform that it looks simple, but it has so many mechanic. I think that inspired me a lot as well. So I think probably those two right now.
Yeah, like I think for me, Shigeru Miyamoto is probably the biggest and the greatest name in gaming history.
There's no doubt about that, I think.
Yeah. So the music in the game, I think it's lovely to listen to. Like I said to you before as well, before the podcast. And so can you tell us about the music composer for the game, Three Souls?
Yes. Well, the game is made by Eduardo Risi and Ananda Costa. They're two Brazilian friends of mine, which I met. I worked with Eduardo before, but as web developer. I was sure when I met him that I wanted to do something with him because he composed music, and I really like what he does. And through Eduardo, I met Ananda Costa, and she also showed me the music, and I also really fall in love with everything that she has been doing. And I'm super satisfied with the music that I got in the first episode, and really, really, really happy with what is right now, where we are right now doing in the other episode, because I think the music for me was really important in the game. For me, the music, it was one of the bases, like the thing that I want to take care more of. Because if you think about the idea of Three Souls, I wanted to try to define the character Nelesa for many things, but I couldn't define Nelesa because of her gesture on the face, because she has a mask. And the only definition that I had in the beginning, it was the soul on the gamepad, but that only tells you that it's sad. And I wanted to create this sadness in many ways, and that is where the music comes from. And I think that was a really good job, because it really made you feel this atmosphere that I created. It really defined Nelesa in that moment. And it also we also did something that I found really good, that we had the same melody, but during the entire game, you start only with one instrument. And while you are processing in the game, more instruments are added to this piano in the beginning, and even you can hear accordion there, and it's always more the same melody, but you're depending on where you are, and the closer that you are getting to the end, do you feel it that the music is much bigger, and you have this feeling of continuation in the game, and that you're arriving to the end. And I think that was like, we were really happy with the result, and I'm super happy that we found each other, and I'm probably gonna keep working with them in any other project in the future. So if you like the people like the music, you can like find in SoundCloud from Eduardo Risi. Then you can see a link in the website or red column.
Yeah, of course. I will leave a link in the description below if you want to check out the music. So, have you got a good relationship with any other game developers out there?
Yeah, I think I really like as well in that part, because in the beginning of the developer, I was developing also on other websites. Like there's one website called eShop that I made, and that website led me to have many contact with other indie developers that is working in the Wii U. And some of them even helped me to sort out some problem that I have in 3 Souls I couldn't sort out in the forums for the developer. Or like there's, for example, 2 games that are developed with the same framework that I do, that is Impact, and the games are Helio Quest and X-Type Plus. And yeah, I've been in contact with them, and it's like they help me now and then when I have some doubts, and it was really great. So I'm really grateful that this website bring me so close to all these people, because it helped, and also it helped to spread the word about the three soul. And I also was able to do this little Easter egg, the people can hear different music from the different indie games from Wii U
Yeah.
that I wouldn't be able to do if I wasn't like if I didn't have this contact.
Yeah, yeah. Like one in particular that I love is from Image and Form, SteamWorld.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
like that. I was
yeah,
really happy when I got that one. That was the last one. That one almost didn't go in because he replied to me like a few days before I sent it to Nintendo the game.
yeah,
But when the reply, I got really excited because I loved the song. I really like, as I said before, I really like video game music.
yeah. Me too.
So
Yeah,
that was really exciting. So hopefully, let's see if I can get more people involved for the second episode, or maybe I do something different. I'm thinking still about it.
Okay, so I know you've created your first game, Three Souls, on Wii U as Red Column, but have you worked on any other game projects before?
I have no. I everything that I've been working before. It's been. I've been a web developer, and I did some like games for marketing, like for like private company, but really not really games. I mean, yeah, like card games or like copy games or other games that is really simple that you put in Facebook and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't done anything. So I studied computer science to do games, but I end up like a lot of people doing website.
Okay, so can you talk about the voice acting in the game as well?
Yes, the voice acting is by Isabella Siva. She's a really good friend of mine here in Berlin. She's from Poland. And yeah, she's not really, she never done anything like that before, but I really like her voice. And I thought that it was a really good representation because we made some tests to try to, I was telling her, you have to be sad, try to be sad to see how it sounds. And I really like how it sounded in the end. And I was really happy with her. But yeah, the only person that it was a professional, well, so far that is a professional voice is the one that made the intro. That is from Charles
Yeah,
Humphrey. That because I thought that that was really important to have a really deep and good voice for the introduction because it was the one opening the doors to Mazda and explaining you everything, and also because it was the professional. He's the only one that sound on the TV, and the fact like the voice I was making with Isabella that I made it in my place. I tried to get like a good microphone. If you hear on the TV, you can see that it's not so good quality as it is the one from the intro, which is much better.
yeah, yeah,
And yeah, but you can maybe see that if you put headphones on the gamepad, which it doesn't really make sense because you have to hear both
yeah.
speakers. But you can see that the quality is a bit low, and the speakers of the gamepad you don't notice that. So that's why I thought I could like people can like friends of mine can help me. And the other two episodes will happen something similar. Like I already know who are they gonna do the other voices, the voices from Nofes and the voices from the next character.
Could be
And yeah,
me. Hmm.
let's see.
Okay, so can you talk a little about what happened in the end of episode 1, Nelesa, at the very end, and what's next for episode 2? Maybe a slight spoiler?
Yeah, that's a lot of spoiler. Well, I can talk a little bit, but not too much because it can lead. I want to surprise a little bit what happened when I introduce the second episode.
Yeah,
So for those who haven't played, don't hear this part. But when you start the game of Nelesa, you have in mind that you are going to you want to get out of the prison. And in the middle of the game, you find out that when in the middle of the game you find out the exit, and Elisa tell you she's not trying to escape, and she just want to go to a telescope. And then probably the player is lost by then. He's probably thinking, I have no idea what I'm doing right now. But once you get to the telescope, I give a little hint of what's going on. So I speak like she trying to reach the telescope to see someone, and that explains why she's sad. So you maybe think she was sad because of prison, but she's not. She's sad because of what she sees in the telescope. That she sees a dead anima on the ground down on Earth because she is on the moon, and that is after that you go to the past, and I show a little bit. Well, I showed probably the most important thing in the game, that is the nexus of all the characters, and I show a situation that happened between three that is gonna be explaining more why you play more, and you will understand what happened there, because the first time that you see it, you don't really understand. Like, you know who is Nelesa, but you don't know who the other two are.
Yeah.
In fact, you see two of them, and from those two, none of them are Nofes, which is the second character, and then you see Nofes in the end of the episode 1, but it wasn't in that fight that you saw. And then you see Nofes as like with a most wanted sign that he wanted to look for another character, and I leave it like that. And they have to expect that for the episode 2, I just say that, well, it's different, feels different, here's different, and I don't say anything more.
My guess is now, see the way the end of episode 1 ends in the city kind of area, isn't it? So
yes.
My guess is you're going to be jumping across buildings and stuff. That's only my guess, but I don't know.
You are, well, I can tell you now, you are going to be in the city. It's going to start from where you...
interesting.
From where you saw. Like, the end of episode 1 is the beginning of episode 2.
Yeah, and like, as you know, on the channel, I uploaded the episode 1 in 2 parts, and I really enjoyed the gameplay.
Thank you for...
You're welcome. Thanks for giving me exclusive early hands-on. So... what made you decide to release the game into 3 parts instead of just one complete entire game?
Well, that's been really conflicted decision, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, the reason is there's two main reasons for that happen at the same time. Three Soul actually is one game.
Yeah.
And I split it in 3 because before my goal was launch the game around June. Well, I have many goals of launching, but the last goal that I wanted to have the game ready for June. And but during the time of the development, more and more people have been helping me, and now it's part of the Red Column team. And the problem was that when I got a new the new designer that was doing the background, because in the beginning I was drawing myself, which it's nothing to do with what you see now. It's much worse because I don't know how to draw really well. And when I get a new illustrator, then I think, well, if I wanted to do the 3 episodes with that quality, I can't. It's not going to be ready in June. And I thought, well, I should delay the entire game until I don't know, around the end October or the end of the year, so I can able to show all of them. But I thought that would be maybe not really good answer to it, because we know already the NX is coming next year.
Yeah.
And by the time that I decided that, we thought the NX was even coming in Christmas, and there was rumors about it, and I thought that if I delay the game so much, not many people is going to be able to enjoy it, because the goal of this game for me, it was my first game is my presentation card. I don't think I'm going to make a lot of money out of it. It's more to show to the fans of Nintendo what I'm able to do, and if to see they like my ideas, and so to get a little by little support, so I can make a second game. And the problem of releasing too late, that most of the people won't be able to play it. And I thought that that it was one of the problem, and the other problem is that no one knows me at all, and I don't have budget to make a big marketing campaign to let the people know. So everything that I do is made by me or people helping me to spread the word about 3 Souls. And because of that, then I thought that and also the three soul game is really complicated to explain in a video. If you don't play it, you don't really understand what it's about. Even if I show you in a video, you don't really experience the same thing than playing it, because you have to move around and you have to discover yourself.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I didn't want to make any adverts to spoil it. I only spoil one of the use of the gamepad and not any of the other one. And when I was doing that, I thought that this game would be much better if it sell with the word of mouth. And but I couldn't like use the word of mouth with a game that is cost whatever the price is going to be in the end, but like it's going to be much expensive than if I sell only one episode. And I thought if I sell only one episode, they can catch more of the people, and this word of mouth can start, and I can also give the entire quality of the problem that I was talking before, or the entire team that is now in three souls. And that was the decision. I think many people didn't like it, but I thought that, well, if you don't want, you can just wait until the end of the year. In the end, it's going to be the same, and just giving the game before by part. And I don't know if it was the right decision or not. I hope it works. I think more little by little, I think more people knows about the game. And yeah, the idea for me would have been launch it in once, so the people can play all way, like all through. But yeah, sometimes it's not possible.
Yeah, yeah. Like you said before, I want to mention this. You saying that, like, if you advertise the game online, it doesn't give you the whole experience, because like there, as you said, like you're moving around, and even that there, like, you need the entire audio experience as
Yeah,
well, which isn't on the TV. So you need to
yeah.
use both the gamepad audio and the TV. So make sure you use both of them there, and don't use headphones at all.
Yeah. I also say something similar to that in the beginning, because I think it's really important. Those little details are really important. When you start playing and you hear that Nelesa is talking on the gamepad, I transmit the entire experience of her and all the definition of Nelesa on the gamepad. So you start feeling like the gamepad like this control panel that made you connect to her. And I think that create the entire experience. If I put the entire audio on the TV, that I think that it won't create the entire experience at all. I think I really understand Nintendo when they say it's difficult to advertise on the Wii U, because like when I saw, for example, advert about Nintendo Land, which you see in the TV and you think, oh, it can be fun, but it's nothing to do playing the Luigi Mansion minigame than actually see it. When you play, it creates so much anxious, and
Yeah,
it
yeah,
creates a different experience that you never played before. But I think that's really complicated to put in a video. And I think the same thing happened with results. Like mostly of the thing, if you don't discover yourself all the different features, then it kind of break the entire puzzle part and the entire game and the entire experience.
yeah. So, like you said before, you mentioned that you run websites like the Miiverse. So, talk to us about your other websites. You have Miiverse and Smash Brothers as well, and you do, what is it, like Mario Maker wallpapers as well?
Yeah, I like also, I think at the same time or a little before I start this project, I create two websites. I create Wallpaper Games Maker and a Super Smash Bros. Miiverse.
Mm-hmm.
And later on, a year and a half ago, I create eShop. That's the one that I mentioned before. And I actually create those websites because I needed the website.
Yeah.
I didn't really do it for I mean, I'm really glad that the people really like it. But like when I started, for example, creating Smash Bros. Miiverse, it was because I really like that game as I see that game as a museum of Nintendo, and I discover many games that I never hear before because of all these trophy collections. And I actually like the game itself as well, but I'm really bad playing. Like I'm not really good playing at the Smash Bros. Or
Either am
any
I. Yeah.
fighting game. No, but maybe the people doesn't think that when they see the website, but I'm really bad.
Yeah.
And when when the game was announced, I saw this peak of the day that Sakura was doing every day from Monday to Friday. And I thought that was super interesting to follow the development of the game, and because every picture let you to know a little bit how the develop is. And I thought it was really interesting, but there were not any website that were doing a follow of every single picture and like organize it and everything. And I just started doing it for myself because I wanted to follow the development. Then I create the website, and it was really successful. And in the end, more and more, like there were coming more and more people that wanted to help me, that they wanted to create the sub colors, doing themselves before the game came out, or writing all the tricks, writing every character have his own biography, everything. All done is done by, I think in the end we it was around 50 people that was doing the website, because I didn't have time. So I leave the doors open today, and they keep sending things, organizing themselves. In fact, some of the people that helping Smash Bros, it helped me in 3 Souls. So some of the text is being reviewed by people, and that's really nice. That was Smash Bros. And it's the same thing happened with the other 2 sites. I did wallpaper because I like to change the background on my desktop, and I don't want to open the Photoshop and search for the images every time that I do a wallpaper. And I just said, well, I want to create something online, and then I leave it open so that people can include whatever they want. And for the same thing for eShop, I didn't see any collection of games of indies and Nintendo, which I think that they have a really good collection, and I think that many people are missing out many games. And I found out many games really interesting because of that. And at the same time, it helped me to connect to other developers. And it turned out to people help. Well, it turned out to, for example, one of the Easter egg that I mentioned before, which I didn't really thought about that until like a month before I start. I sent it to Nintendo. So that was really nice. So all of them, if I have another thing that I'm missing in my life, I will create a website about it.
Yeah. It's funny because I said to my friend Bobby, the Nintendo guru, that I wanted to maybe start off a website that would help indie titles like yourself, that would, for eShop games, when are they coming out, what system are they for, etc. But then I think that's how I saw your eShop page first, and then I think I started talking to you a little bit, and then we started talking about 3 Souls later on. But it was quite interesting, actually, that you've done it, So congrats anyway. Like, it is pretty successful.
Oh, thank you. Well, there's not a huge visitor there, but I think they're helping a lot of people to know about, like, follow up every week, and it's really easy to maintain. So I think that was like the one that I'm more happy about. I think it's the more interesting to create as a web developer. Yeah. So thank you that you like it.
Yeah. So tell us about the multiplayer features in 3 Souls. They're really interesting.
Yeah, the multiplayer wasn't really added until the very end, because I thought in the beginning I didn't thought that was gonna be interesting, but I have my best friend play a lot of multiplayer games, and I thought that maybe for some people that is not really good at platformer, or is not really good at puzzle, mixing the both of them, it could be really frustrating. So because mostly of the puzzles are made by the gamepad, and everything with the platform thing only with this joystick.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be really interesting if you divide that and then see, and I just make it by, like, I just tested with some tester that came by to my place, and we check how that works. And I see when they were testing how interesting was that the one making the platform, it vibrate the Wii remote, and I had to call the other one and say, come on, you have to check something's going on here. Or when they do the different pattern and say, oh, you have to jump there between that door and the other door. And it created a really interesting gameplay that I haven't seen much before, because the gamepad gives you no secrets that no one else, that the other player doesn't know. It's something the same than Luigi Mansion. Do you know where the things are, and the other player? I mean, of course you can show it to him, but it is more interesting to play when they don't show the information that they have.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting. The people that play it, they like it, and I thought, well, it's easy. It's not really complicated to implement it. In the beginning, it had more interesting features, because you can use the speakers of the Wii remote, but I had some problem with them because they are really crap speakers, though, and I decided to remove it. Yeah, but I wanted to make it bigger than it is, like maybe using also the movement. But in the end, I care a lot about the multiplayer, and I decided to make it simple because the game already is already a little bit complicated to learn all these features. So make it for 2 and more features will be too much maybe. But maybe I change it in the future. Who knows?
Yeah. So, have you any plans to release any Three Souls merchandise down the line, like T-shirts, mugs, bags? Yeah, hopefully the game's soundtrack, and even some masks would be pretty cool, I think.
Well, I didn't thought about it. I mean, I have my own merchandise that I do myself for the office, like
Oh,
a
thanks for telling
poster.
me.
I mean, I never thought that people maybe wanted to get merchandise. If the game get really famous and people tell me, many people tell me, yeah, sure, I would love to see merchandise. That sounds like a really cool idea. About the soundtrack, I probably when the game is finished, I will talk with Eduardo and Nanda. And we will probably do something for the people that is interested because many people mention me that they really enjoy the music.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, what game systems do you own yourself as we speak?
What game system? Oof.
Yeah, what game consoles do you own? Of course, I'm sure you own a Wii U, and
Yeah, I have a lot of Wii U's, but
yeah, I'm sure you
uh,
have developer systems. Yeah,
uh, I have a lot of game system now. I have all the. Now I'm playing because as I told you, I miss 16 years of video games. So I had to play like all games and the new games. I mean, I don't have to, but I really curious to know many games that I hear about. So I have all the system from Nintendo console and the portable too. I mean, first of all, I don't have the Game Boy, but I had the Game Boy Advance, which kind of play Game Boy games or stuff like that.
yeah.
And then I have the Xbox, the first one, which I got for £7, I think.
Oh, nice.
when I
The
went to
original
the,
Xbox One.
yeah,
Yeah,
but I bought it like when the Xbox 360 came out, and I was like, I'm gonna buy, I'm gonna buy that console for £7, and I play a lot of games there as well that I miss in the Xbox, and I have a PlayStation 2, which I also play and buy games from PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, no, sorry, PlayStation 3, which I buy digital PlayStation 1 games, and I play PlayStation 2 games there because I have the old version.
yeah.
And then I have as well, the PC and yeah, I missed that. Probably the next console I'm going to buy is going to be PlayStation 4 because it's still, I think, Sony is doing more interesting games for me than Microsoft is doing. I mean, they do great game, and nothing is calling my attention at the moment. But PlayStation 4, yes, I
Yeah.
will probably get that next.
So, like there with PS4, you have probably the best exclusive after Nintendo. You have stuff like The Last of Us, and you have Uncharted as well. Great
Yeah,
series.
yeah, I played Last of Us not so long ago and really enjoyed that game so much. That
It's
was
no
incredible.
no disrespect to you or any other developer, but for me, it's easily the best story I've ever played in the game. The
Yeah,
Last of
yeah,
Us.
yeah. That the storytelling of that game is breathtaking. It's incredible.
Yeah,
I really enjoy. And I don't enjoy shooter games that anymore because I get really bored about the same thing
yeah.
really easily. And but that game was incredible. It was really good. So I was looking forward to see if I can. That's why one of the reasons why I want to get the PlayStation 4 is to get the last Uncharted, the Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I really like that company with Ditto.
Yeah, you can actually buy Last of Us remastered for PS4 as well, which is it's even better than the PS3 version.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, I knew that, but is
uh,
it changing a lot? I haven't seen how it looks like.
visuals are changed. You can change the frame rate as well from 30 to 60 FPS, and vice versa. And there's a photo mode where you can actually take photos of scenery. You can
Oh, okay.
like take out the bad guys if you want, or just have like the good guys there, or like up to you really. But it's a fantastic game, I think.
I'm gonna get a little bit more poor now after that.
Sorry. So, is it possible to bring Three Souls to the 3DS, even the new 3DS later on?
With the framework that I'm using at the moment, I make a research. It wasn't. I don't know if it have changed right now, but I don't have my time because I need to finish the other two, so I haven't researched it again. So if once I finish, maybe I make another research and I see if it's possible still. Maybe it's the NX is portable, so I have no idea what Nintendo is gonna bring. So maybe it's not even worth it to bring it there. But yeah, I thought about it. I think the 3DS is the only console right now that Three Souls may be possible. It won't be exactly the same, but it still can be interesting to see. Well, the other possibility is the PlayStation Vita with the PlayStation 4, but that will be the most expensive
Very
equipment
expensive.
that someone had to buy to play that game. So no, that won't happen.
Yeah. So you can maybe even do a prequel or something to Three Souls for the 3DS. I don't know.
Well, there's Three Souls. The word Three Souls is I thought about it beyond Three Souls. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell more information about it. But yeah, there's a lot behind the story to tell.
Yeah.
That I won't tell in the 3 episode.
Okay, so final question. Would you be interested in releasing a physical copy of Three Souls for the Wii U later on down the line if it becomes successful, I guess?
I mean, it would be great to see it, but I don't think I have enough budget to do it because I think you need if it became really successful and the people is asking for it, yeah, I will be happy. Probably I do it probably first in Europe because I live here, so I would like to see it. But I don't know, with the time of the Wii U that seems to be really short now because of the NX, probably won't happen. So maybe it depends on what the NX is that no one knows. If I can make it portable there, then maybe think about it again.
Yeah. So as always, thank you so much for coming on the show. I hope you enjoyed it anyway.
Yeah, it was really nice. Thank you so much for having me here.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming on. So for people who are interested in checking out Three Souls online and Red Column, of course, where can we find you on social media?
They can find me on Twitter where I upload where I tweet all information about the next episode, interviews that the people does, and like reviews and stuff. And that is in red minus column, but the minus is not in the middle, it's down. I don't know how you say that in English. And then the website 3souls.redcolumn.com.
Yeah. So alright guys, you can buy this game on the Wii U eShop. It is an exclusive. In euro it is $3.60 for episode 1. In pounds it is £3.20. In US dollars it is $3.90. And for is that Canadian as well? It's $4.90.
Yes.
Thank you for coming on the show. So thanks everyone for listening. You can check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Vine, Twitch. And for more Nintendo and game podcasts, keep it right here. Stay fresh.